Beyonce has become the most decorated artist at the Grammys, the music industry's most prestigious awards. The star took 4 awards in Los Angeles for her dance music-inspired Renaissance, taking her career total to 32. Meanwhile, Nigerian singer Tems capped her remarkable rise with a Grammy for Best Melodic Rap Performance.
I'm trying to just receive this night. I want to thank God for protecting me. Thank you, God.
Brilliant Beyonce there. Well, for more on the Grammys, we can now speak to Arise Entertainment correspondent Judita Silva, who joins me from London. Good to see you, Judita. So Beyonce becoming arguably the greatest singer ever, breaking the record for the most Grammy career wins. She's now got a total of 32. Talk to us about her achievement.
It's truly a remarkable achievement because now, male or female, bar none, she is the most decorated with the Grammys, and Grammys are seen as this hallowed bastion of recognizing and rewarding musical excellence. And even when you think of who she beat out, George Solti, the Hungarian-British composer, he was a composer, not a singer. So she's also breached the boundary of categories. So as a singer, she stands head and shoulders above the rest. But then there's the most important narrative is that she's African-American, she's Black, and she's female. When you look at the number of nominations she has racked up over the course of her solo career, and even going back to being in Destiny's Child, she probably has more than virtually anyone who's ever recorded music. And that shows just how much work you have to put in. Well, they always say that in white spaces, Black people need to do 10 times the work to get half as far. So for her to be where she stands today, you can only imagine how much she has had to do to get there, where her counterparts, the likes of the Taylor Swifts and the Adeles of this world, have kind of strode along in a quarter of the time, a margin of the time, to get the kind of recognition that Beyonce had to work a lot harder for. So that's probably why her fan base hold her so dear, because it's the tenacity, the relentlessness, the hard work, and the consistency that despite all the obstacles, she still takes the lead.
Well, let's just explore that a little bit further, and not to make you repeat yourself there, but you know much more about these things than I do, Judita. Why do you think Beyonce is deserving of so many awards? I mean, not just Grammys, as you said, but so many others.
It's a combination of things in music, particularly in music, and particularly in Black music. When you look at the history of it, what fans kind of tend to like, and someone told me this a long time ago, my music teacher at music school, that with female singers, for you to breach a popularity level, you have to tap into the LGBTQ community. And look at the kinds of stars that do well. Madonna, the Diana Rosses of this world, Liza Minnelli, Judy Garland. What do they show? Narratively beyond the music, they've suffered and overcome. That is something that resonates with downtrodden communities. Beyonce is a Black woman, and what she tends to do is echo social struggle, female struggle, identity strife, romance, broken relationships, and put it in music through strength. Strength is something people associate intrinsically with Black women. So she sutures all the elements of who she is, what she represents, and how it's perceived into her art. So that's why people see her as a level above the rest, because it's one thing to make popular music, but it's another to make music that in 20 years' time, people will still listen to it because it told a story that was pertinent to the epoch. And that's who she is. So she's not just a songwriter, she's not just a singer. She's a commentator on social existence for women, for Black women, and for musicians in general. And that humanity to her talent is what's made her timeless. And the fact she's doing it decades on, and we've seen her grow from the member of the girl band through all the controversy to this big stuff. People know she's not a flash in the pan. People know she has the longevity and the talents to carry herself through generations.
Well, that's a brilliant analysis. And tell us about the other big winners, Judita. I understand it was also a big night at the Grammys for African artists, the likes of Burna Boy, Thames, Angelique Kidjo, etc.
Yeah, there was a large amount of African artists, and it was Pan-African as well that were nominated, which shows the power of Afrobeats. Because what we find is in 2023, Afrobeats has basically breached the boundaries of being world music, which is what it has always been known as and marginalized as. It's popular music, it's defining of popular culture. Every mainstream artist does an Afrobeats collaboration. And with Thames winning her Grammy in collaboration with two of the biggest stars in music, that's Future and Drake, it shows the niveau of artist she is today. So Afrobeats and Nigerian artists in particular are not just anecdotal, they're not just interesting or unique, they're defining of the culture, and that's really exceptional. And part of the evening that people have seen is that the kind of cross-section of winners. We had the first transgender female winning, Kim Petras winning with Sam Smith. We had Harry Styles taking away record of the year. And also we had South African artists taking home the world music category. It shows that the Grammys is very aware of keeping their finger on the pulse. And whereas the powers that be would much rather we sat down and watched Paul McCartney win every award and Taylor Swift win the rest, the world isn't like that. You have to be representative, because who listens to this music? It's the new generations. And who do they listen to? They listen to a patchwork and a pastiche of colorful artists. And that's what's being represented by the Grammys. And I say it's about time they did so.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Judita, thank you very much indeed. Judita is a Rise Entertainment correspondent, and she was talking to me there from London.